Hi, welcome to our latest edition of Wildcat Weekly. I'm Mike Morano reporting for DaemenWildcats.com and joined right now by our head women's soccer coach, Dan Dolan. Just give you folks at home a little recap on the fall season for the Wildcats. It was a successful one for you, Coach. You guys finished 8-8-1 overall, but more importantly, 5-4-0 in East Coast Conference play. And you guys picked up your first ever conference tournament berth at the Division II level. What did that accomplishment mean for your program?
I mean a lot to myself, the coaching staff, the previous players. I think the players that came before, the players that are here now. Something we've been building up to for the last 4 or 5 years, transitioning from the NAI. Hasn't been an easy one, but something I thought every year we've gotten a little bit better. And this year with our mix of veterans and young players, I thought it came out really well. And it just means everything to get that playoff berth and now try to go for the ECC title soon.
I know that first conference tournament game didn't exactly turn out the way that you wanted, but really no shame in losing to a Bridgeport team that went on to not only win the conference championship but the national championship as well. Yeah,
Bridgeport's been the top team or one of the top teams in the ECC for the last 10 years, a program that I look up to and a lot of people outside of the ECC look up to. So, no shame in losing to them, but obviously we wish we could have given them a better game and one that we're going to try to for next year.
When you talk about your team and the individuals on your team, I think you got to start with the two real offensive catalysts for your team all season long, and that's Jamie Boyer. She was a junior forward for you in the fall, and then Celia DePablo Esteban, a sophomore midfielder. Jamie gets 20 goals, first player in program history to reach that total. A lot of those came off of assists from Celia out of the midfield. Celia led the East Coast Conference with 14 assists. So, what did those two players, mean to your team this year?
I mean, they were the big part of our attack. Jamie's been fantastic her first 2 years. Celia coming in her freshman year to her sophomore year, she's just got way more fit, more confident, understands how we play here in America, and her speed of play improved greatly along with her vision, which found Jamie on a lot of those counterattacks and passes. I mean, there are 1-2 punch up top, and obviously Jamie was doing well, but with Celia coming in and getting, finding her the ball, she, popped in 20 goals. So obviously they're a big part of our team, and the good thing is we still have another year with them. So it's some good expectations for next year for sure.
Yeah, both of those players, first team all conference honorees, also picked up some all region accolades as well. Jamie was named to the Scholar All-Region team, so she's doing work in the classroom as well. Couple of seniors that are going to be moving on, Dre DeSa, Sarah Britton, Alex Valenti, and Monique Green. Wonder if you might just kind of talk about those four, what they've meant to the program, and really especially Mo and Alex, who've been really fixtures in the starting lineup. They combined for 120 starts over their 4 seasons.
Yeah, they were the start, or the first, second class that came in to start for the NCAA Division II transition. Alex has been a starter all 4 years. Mo for 3 years, and Mo's one of the top players ever come through, I would say, for our program. So both of them are a big loss. Dre and Sarah, struggle with some injuries, but were a big part early on, and even towards the end here, their senior year, getting some minutes. So all four are big, and I would say that with every class that we have. But with them starting the transition, I think it means a lot, and it was a huge part for them to leave here making the playoffs. So, I think they're going out, I wouldn't say on top, but they're going out pretty happy in what they accomplished.
Leave it better than you found it, right? And
yeah,
I think that's
sure.
Those four players can certainly hang their hats on the fact that the program has grown over their 4 or 5 years in the case of Sarah Britton. With those four going out, the future still remains bright. We talked about you've got Jamie back for another year. Celia's back. Sam DiAgostino, who was also an all-conference player as your center back, she is back in the mix, and you've got a number of other players coming back, as well as 5 incoming recruits.
Yeah, everyone comes back except for the 2 starters for our starting 11, and then we're bringing in another goalkeeper, and Tori from Ohio, Alyssa, another forward from California, Nicole in the midfield, Julia Eichel in the back. Like we're bringing in, I believe, a really good class. We don't have a huge number, only 5 players coming in, but all of them that can make an impact right away or compete for a starting spot, along with 9 starters coming back. Last 2 years, all we've talked about is making the playoffs, and now that we've made it, we want to strive to make a run at the ECC. And to be honest, I think we have a decent chance if everything, works out injury-wise, knock on wood, and we make a little run. I think the NCAAs is definitely a goal that is reachable.
Well, I want to thank you for taking a couple minutes to talk with me today about your team's 2018 season. You guys will be getting underway with your spring season here pretty shortly. I'm sure a couple of scrimmages, exhibition games coming up in the spring. We'll have details on that schedule at DaemenWildcats.com when it becomes available. And, it's going to be mid-August here before you know it. You guys are going to be preparing for the 2019 season.
Yeah, don't say that. 11 years, so quick, man.
Yeah. So, Coach, good luck in the spring season. We're going to step aside just for a minute, and when I come back, I'm going to be joined by Chad Van Every. He's our operations coordinator here at Daemen. We're going to talk about some of the promotions that we have coming up with the men's and women's basketball schedule in the rest of January and February.
At Daemen College, you are invited to explore the world.
You'll see things differently.
This isn't modern art, it's a butterfly wing.
This passport isn't just identification.
It's a ticket that will open the door to a new adventure.
You'll discover that you have the power to change lives.
And in doing so, you will be changed forever.
And welcome back to our third installment of Wildcat Weekly. Again, Mike Morano reporting for DaemenWildcats.com, and joined right now by our operations coordinator, Chad Van Every. For anybody that doesn't know, Chad's kind of the guy working behind the scenes to make sure our games and events run as smoothly as possible. And got a couple of exciting promotions coming up in conjunction with our men's and women's basketball schedules for the remainder of the season. And just want to start out, Chad, we got a couple of promotions that are going to benefit the American Cancer Society coming up.
That's right, Mike. January 27th for our men's basketball program, we have our suits and sneakers game. Both coaching staffs will be wearing suits and sneakers. It's a nationwide movement in support of cancer research. We'll also have some 50-50 fundraisers that will benefit the American Cancer Society. And then February 15th for our women's basketball team is our pink game, which is in support of breast cancer. We'll have some pregame recognitions as well as some additional fundraisers for, again, American Cancer Society.
One of the biggest games on the schedule for both the men's and women's teams comes Thursday, January 31st. It's always a well-attended game, big throughway rivalry game against Roberts Wesleyan. What do we got going on that day?
Yeah, so that's going to be our whiteout game. So the first 100 students in attendance will receive a whiteout T-shirt. We also encourage all fans, students, and faculty to wear white as well in support of our teams.
And then looking a little bit down the road, last weekend of the regular season, Friday, March 1st, we've got a special event going on as well.
Yeah, so for our women's basketball game, we have Girl Scout Day as well as our Girls and Women in Sport Week initiative. And really that just drives recognition for all the advancements in sporting opportunities for girls and women in sport. And then we also want to honor our local Girl Scout troops. And then for our men's basketball game, which is also on the 1st, we're honoring the local Boy Scout troops.
Great. If any of those events fit your needs, we obviously encourage you to stop on down. You can see some exciting NCAA Division II basketball. I'll just mention, in addition to the kind of external type promotions that we have going on, we also got some things going on this weekend. Friday, January 25th, we got a big basketball doubleheader with St. Thomas Aquinas coming in. Both their men's and women's teams are atop the East Coast Conference. So it should be two really good games. Our women's basketball team has won 4 games in a row. They're in 3rd place in the league standings. The men's game Friday features the top 2 teams in the region. Stack ranked number 1, our team ranked number 2, and both teams are nationally ranked as well. We will honor our all-conference honorees from our fall sports as well on Friday night at halftime of the men's game. Sunday, the doubleheader against District of Columbia, which, as Chad said, is our suits and sneakers day. We will hold an academic recognition at halftime of the men's game, honoring our student athletes that achieved a perfect 4.0 during the fall semester, and then going to the back end of the schedule, Sunday, March 3rd is Senior Day, where we will be recognizing our senior men's and women's basketball players in their final regular season home game. So, a lot of exciting stuff going on. Again, encourage you to stop on down, check us out, and if you can't make it, check us out online, DaemenWildcats.com, where we'll have all the information that you need. For Chad Van Every, I'm Mike Morano. See you next week on Wildcat Weekly.